So I farmed Maestro for a little bit. I have 61 notes. I have 466 items worth in carry load, and we'll see how much this gets us. Alright, that gave us 3.5k. That gave us 4.5k. Now the real money comes from the gems. So all these. Look at this. We already capped out. I really have no idea how to organize this video, so I figured I would just summarize everything then break it down bit by bit. There will be timestamps in the description addressing just about everything I know through fighting this boss for well over 1,000 times. This video is a little different from my other videos on this channel, so I'll keep it short and sweet. To even unlock this boss, you must have at least 80 points invested into either light weapon, medium weapon, and heavy weapon. You must complete the Duke quest and the Galestone quest, and you must have a little more than an ally reputation with Etria to talk to Maestro. Just try all of his dialogues, I don't really remember what you gotta say. Now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to actually fighting this boss. The method for learning this boss is to stay patient. You want to play passive and play off of its moves. All of Maestro's moves are punishable one way or another. In the footage you're seeing right now, notice how I'm only M1ing once after every attack Maestro does. This is to prevent you from giving Maestro any windows to actually attack you, whilst dealing posture damage to Maestro. Just in time. What you just saw was Maestro's Master's Flourish, or as what the wiki likes to call it, Mortal Draw, Maestro's Flourish. I don't give a fuck, man. Just call it Maestro's Master's Flourish. This attack is really hard to react to, but if you do manage to parry it, sometimes it doesn't get cancelled for some reason, and when it doesn't get cancelled, it gives you auto parry frames. This means that you can just spam M1 after parrying the first part of Maestro's Master's Flourish. The M1 is guaranteed to hit unless you're running in Hive Lord's Hubris or something, I don't know. After the M1, you can just use any fast mantra that is 1 damage frame. Jet kick works fine. I think any mantra with the same or faster windup will do the job. Also, another quick side note. Do not use any of your mantras or use your crit after you parry his Master's Flourish. You will lose the auto parry frames. Only M1 when you see him use Master's Flourish. I don't even know what to call this move. This giant Dome of Gale is most easily dealt with this enchant named Providence Thorns. Just spam parry that. But if you do not have Providence Thorns, spam parry and S-hold out of it. During this time, he doesn't block, parry, or dodge, so you can get out of his AoE and use ranged mantras like Grand Javelin, or pop your buffs if you're fast enough, like Heretic Sutra and Reinforce maybe. All that stuff, you have a lot of freedom when he does this. And this is arguably the most dangerous move Maestro has at his disposal. But the drawback is, if you deal with this properly, his end lag is long enough for you to land a con of withstanding crit for free. Treat this move like a guard blade, because it deals really high posture when you block it. The timing is like a delayed M1. Every time he throws out this move, you parry 2 of his slashes and dodge a 3rd one. The animation is pretty in line with when you have to parry and dodge, so don't stress over this. It's pretty light work, and when you deal with this, you want to prioritize landing bloodless moves to get your health back. If you deal with this correctly, you can land an M1 and a full Master's Flourish. If you do end up messing up and getting hit from this move, you'll be put in end lag as well, so watch out for that. I like to call this move Maestro's Wind Carve, because tell me that's literally not what it is, like the hell? The key difference being that Maestro is locked during this attack, so this is very similar to his Mangetsu attack. He cannot block, parry, or dodge naturally, and you can deal lots of damage with Providence Thorns by spam parrying this attack. However, if you're low on HP, you should instead opt for a Spine Cutter into a move with Bloodless on it, and the hitbox for this move at the start is really janky, so when you see the animation, try parrying it even when you're not visibly within range, because trust me, 9 times out of 10, you will parry it. The hitbox extends to its back as well, so you want to be careful with that. When trying to Spine Cutter Maestro, you want to be just barely within range, because any further and you'll get your HP deleted, and another note, if you have static fake out, do not attempt to go for spine cutters off of this move. This will fuck you over, and I mean it. I'm not gonna lie, if you're learning Maestro with static fake out, I genuinely advise you to temporarily shrine it off while learning it, because of how annoying it is. Maestro's Wind Passage is a multi-hit. It does a decent amount of damage, but you can quite literally just walk out of this attack, and parrying this with Providence Thorns won't do much as it gives auto parry frames, so I mean, I don't think auto parry frames count towards Providence Thorns. I might be wrong though, so correct me if I'm wrong. There's nothing much to this move except for the fact that it's got a little stun for him when he teleports the other side, but you're really not missing out on much damage if you just choose to walk out of the way and do nothing. Maestro's anklecutter teleports to you. Its purpose is to prevent people from zoning him or running away, but in my experience, it's very buggy and it seemingly throws us out at random. The attack is blockable, dodgeable, and parryable. You can also cancel it mid-attack if you hit it during its teleporter before its damage frame, but that's not a very practical way to go about dealing with this move. You can easily react to this move if you just time your parry to whenever he disappears, but you didn't see a vent. If he hits you with this move, you are unable to jump for give or take 3 seconds. Having gone over his moves, I'll show you a stupid tech to get free damage on Maestro. Turning it from a skill check to just click a button to win. You see it? Yeah, every time he parry chases you, just crit. Nemesis crit works too, Spear crit works too, but Katana crit works best because I found it to be the most consistent, and it instantly after the crit you can do whatever you want, fast mantras, whatever. Your choice. It makes this boss a joke. Just have a look for yourself. Alright, so same concept. If you don't have a medium slot, can't be bothered to prog my build, you can do this too. Let me just wait until he gets to parry shooting pretty normally. Mantra feint, crit. I'll use a different mantra this time. Same idea. Same idea. But Spine Cutter, Astral Wind, my goat. Alright, I don't have to do anything here because, you know, free unlag. I don't know what caused this. The Asphalt Cake caused this. When they added the update where they react to every single crit, they react to your windup or something, I'll put it up on screen. That's what made this happen. And now for the build. This build is crafted to be able to take care of Maestro efficiently. And not only that, the carry load on this build is just enough so every time you hit the carry load cap, you'll average 15k notes, which is also the limit you can have per character at a time. Now enough blabber. Let's talk statistics. You can make this build on any race that does not have willpower. This means no Vesperian, no Capra, no Ganymede, no Tyrant. And no Lightborn if you have that for some reason. To start out, you want to hit 20 Thundercall. Why? Because you want to get this mantra called Lightning Impact. There's a talent locked behind this mantra called Rain of Static. This gives you 7 carry load. If you see this card, take it as soon as possible. You can always reroll this mantra later. Then you want to go 55 Charisma. Since we're not running to the finish or Exoskeleton, you want to have at least some tankiness, right? You want to get Dazing Finisher too, because when you're fighting Maestro, Bulldozer cannot proc, because it's considered a guard break. While you're at it, you want to pick up Snake Oil, but if you see a more important talent card in the same hand, pick that up. Snake Oil you can always get post-shrine. The reason why you want this talent is because you sell stuff for more. Then you want to get 25 Agility for the prerequisites for Ghost. You want to burn Observation and Safety Dance, because Ghost is just better. Ghost is quality of life. Then you want to go 40 Thunder Call, and you also want to go 20 Medium. This is for the talent called Static Blade. And this is for preparation to get this talent called Gathering Electricity. Because Gathering Electricity gives you 10 carry load. Make sure you get Static Blade because it's a prerequisite towards Gathering Electricity. Then you can just invest into like whatever stat points until you reach power 11. So if you're Kanor, I recommend just doing this. Now for post shrine, you don't really need to follow any particular order, but I found that this order worked for me and I really didn't need to reroll that much stuff. You want to go 30 intel for Eureka. You want Ether Conduit, of course, on the side. Ether Absorption, Ever-Changing Aegis. These intelligence cards give you carry load, that's why you want them. Then you want to go 50 Agility for a steady footing, and of course you want Jet Striker. I recommend going 30 Strength and 35 Fortitude for Berserker, because this gives you 10 carry load. Then you just want to get 80 Strength and 80 Medium, because like... you can go them in whatever order. You know what? Yeah, do the Freshie strategy where you just increase both of them at the same time. And then you just see where you get to. Make sure to lock them at 80, by the way. That's build done. it really doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, I did do an Etheron to, like, get all the talents that I needed, but... Alright, for mantras, right? You want to keep Master's Flourish. Put a bonus on it. These three, I highly recommend you run them. Because, well, put a Round Spark on this, of course. You want to M1 Feint into these, they work really well. They max out his posture, basically. And when his posture is high, Maestro is easy. You want Jet Kick, of course. Put a Bloodless on this. You Alloy Katana crit into this. Free healing. And everything else, choose on your own record. Builder link in description, of course. Please give me prog ideas. There's no content on Tevoken right now. Please. Alright, peace out.